Hi everyone and welcome back to the Couch Buddies, and we are going to deliver today's news, right DJ?
Yes, and on today's news, I am a big mother trucker. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Another week, a brand new couchisode. We had a great week here, didn't we, DJ?
Yes, we did, and we are back for another week of old and moldy games. I think we have to kick right off because today we have a lot of special things happen. So, Blade, kick it off and let's start off this couchisode in the best way possible.
Yeah, let's start strong with the news.
Yes.
What am I going to talk about? ZX Spectrum, Paperboy 1986.
A classic that I played so much. Not on the ZX Spectrum though, I played Paperboy much more on the PC. But
yeah,
it's
also
a great
that.
game. Everybody knows it, of course.
No, but I think I spent more time on this one on the ZX Spectrum. And it was a really simple game in concept, but it was really fun to play. You know, you had this bike that you were just delivering the newspapers. And it was really cool because you just had to sprint by, or you could slow down a bit if you just needed that extra slow down to be able to hit the right places and the houses. And you had to deliver the newspapers in this street to the houses that were subscribed to it. If they weren't, you could just break a glass or do something to them to try and get them to subscribe to the paper. Then you had to avoid obstacles on the way, including crossing the street and avoiding the car, and then doing the rest of the street up till the end. And I do remember in the end of every level, you just entered like this dirt track with some ramps. You just had to navigate through them.
It was a bonus stage at the end of every level, and it would give you actually the opportunity to gain. I think it was to gain extra subscribers if you actually would clear the level.
Yeah, and extra points.
Extra points, because the idea was, and extra lives, I believe, that you could get with that special round.
You had these targets on the side, and you could just throw newspapers at them to get bonus. And then you just had this crowd in the end where you stopped. And one thing you had to be careful about was during the levels, you needed to pick up stacks of newspapers on the ground, so you had enough newspapers to deliver, because you could carry, I think it was either 8 or 10 at a time. But as you threw them, you would slowly run out of newspapers to deliver, and you had to pick up these paper stacks.
I'm not sure if I remember. I don't know if I remember about the newspaper stacks. I remember that the objective was to deliver the most newspapers, but also have the highest number of subscribers that you could deliver to, because that was 7 days of the week. You would start on a Monday and on the Sunday. Then you would see the little green houses were the ones that you had the subscription active, and the red ones were the ones that had canceled the subscription, either because you didn't deliver the newspaper or you broke a window or something like that.
But you got the preview of the street in every single level before you began. You got a preview of the houses you had to deliver to and the path. It was really cool.
That was exactly what I was talking about. It would give you the map of the subscribers that you had, and obviously the more you had, the more points you would get, and obviously high score was, like these games of this era,
so much fun.
Was the point, was having the highest score to compete with your friends. That was the whole objective.
Yeah, but the cool thing was when you went through houses that weren't subscribed to the newspaper, you could just vandalize them somehow, throwing newspapers, and you'd get bonus points. Say they would subscribe. It was so much fun to do.
I think the game had essential differences between. I'll be honest with you. I don't think besides just for fun, I've never actually played the ZX Spectrum version quite deeply. The PC version, yes, I do remember, especially on emulation, playing it for the NES, and I think the Paperboy too for the SNES, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway,
I call it on the Mega Drive.
I never had one, but on emulation, yes, I did play those games. They're still quite fun, but the question is, they are also quite hard. I found this game very hard.
It was.
It depends on the levels, but it's really not that easy to master that, especially when you have a lot of obstacles coming your way, like
especially when you're going fast and you want to hit the newspaper on the right spot. You really need to know your timing.
Exactly. Great really game. Cool. Thanks for bringing that up. It was a good one. So, moving on to the next game. And now, I'm going to talk about a game that I experienced this weekend on the arcades. I actually had played it before, but I did visit the Krakow Arcade Museum, which is a huge museum. I actually will make a video about it shortly. I hope that I will have the time to do so. I have some footage already. I have some footage already of this arcade museum. It has over 130 arcade cabinets, and not only does it have arcade cabinets from the most famous stuff.
How many arcades?
130 arcade cabinets.
Can we play on them?
You play on them. They are all free to play. You pay a single admission ticket. You can either pay a 1 hour ticket or a full day ticket.
Do we have to come out at the end of the day, or can we just stay?
Well, I mean,
that's a lot of arcades too.
Some of my friends, what they would do, actually, they go there, they buy the whole day ticket, they get a bracelet, and then you can actually go out. You can go to, a restaurant or take a walk or whatever that is, and then you can come back in and enjoy until the rest of the day. It's open every day from, I believe, 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. So there's a lot of hours to enjoy, and actually, it is quite needed because the arcade museum itself has a ton of cabinets. I mean, it has from things from Tetris to the horizontal arcade that you would play Donkey Kong in 2 players, like one in one end and the other in the other. In the other. Tekken, Star Wars Pod Racer. Time Crisis 1, 2, and 3. Vampire Knight. I mean, there's Vampire Nightmare. I don't remember. Vampire Knight, I think that's the name of the game.
There was a cool one called Vampire Savior. It was so cool.
Look, it's amazing. I will be making a video about it, hopefully, when I have a little bit more footage. The one I captured this weekend, I think it was not enough to represent the whole thing. But
tell me they have Crazy Taxi there.
They do have Crazy Taxi, yes. And that's one of the games I also played this weekend.
We have to go there. We definitely have to go there.
It's absolutely amazing. Anyways, the game I'm going to be talking about is 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. This is from 2000. This was developed and published by Sega AM2. Now, it's not such a game that there's a lot to talk about it. To me, the fun of this game was more the arcade cabinet itself. It's a huge cabinet with a truck cockpit on it. It has a huge steering wheel of a real life steering wheel of a truck. And the game itself couldn't be more hilarious. So the main purpose of the game is to grab your truck and cargo from a selection that is made available to you and make it to the end of the stage. It follows the same principle of arcade racing games where you have a set amount of time that you have to get to the finish line before it runs out. Along the way, you can gain a few precious extra seconds by ramming your truck into some special vans that are marked. So while you are driving, you will see some vans that say plus 3 seconds, and then you smash your truck against them, and obviously they get destroyed, and you get those 3 extra seconds. We start out in New York City, and the courses available will take us from the East Coast to the West Coast in San Francisco, California. After the first stage, we are also given the option of selecting the cargo. I mentioned earlier that you select the cargo, but this is only after the first stage. The harder the cargo to haul, the better is the payout and obviously the score that you get after it. In some stages, for example, you can take a trailer full of cars or new cars that are going to be put on a dealership, or you can, for example, take a truck full of gasoline or whatever it is. So again, it really changes the difficulty. Additionally, while doing these tracks, you have a rival that you have to fight, and this is the thing, is that although the initial levels, and since this is free to play on this museum, you can actually have, you don't have the hassle of getting coins and putting more coins and whatever. Although there is not this hassle, I did find very challenging, and I was thinking about it, that if I had to put coins there to play the game the way that I played, I would have invested a lot of money just to get to the second level of that game, just for you to know. Again, it's a race with trucks, and you have to just get to the finish line before your rival, and without damaging your cargo, because then you get less points for that. Additional features of this full-size cabinet. I can tell you that the sound quality is so loud and so amazingly good. I mean, the speakers itself, they really have some quality, to the point that I couldn't hear anything else, despite that there's like hundreds of arcade machines next to me. And I was even standing next to an arcade machine of Star Wars Arcade.
That's arcade magic.
Indeed, indeed. So the steering wheel has force feedback, which is like really, really strong. I can tell you that if I would turn the steering wheel all the way to the left or right, I could feel that pulling away from me as the truck was skidding. Another feature, it has a rear projected 15-inch screen, so it's a really, really huge screen. But those rear projecteds that we have, I believe in the early or maybe the late 90s, those first, you remember those Sony TVs that were huge, and then they have a retro projected image. That's the type of screen that this has. And obviously it has a big red button in the middle that you can sound the horn of the truck, which is absolutely amazing. And for me was that the best feeling. I was just driving and that was the best. Anyways, last but not the least, the title was ported to Sega Dreamcast in 2001, and it was one of the last arcade games to be ported by Sega before they became a third-party software developer.
I had that game on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I mean, I brought this game not for any particular reason. It's not a big game, despite that it had a sequel. I think it was King of something, King of the Road, I believe, that came out later. I don't know if it. Oh yeah, it was ported for the PlayStation 2 and a few other consoles of that time. It was not such a great. I would think that it was not such a great game on the consoles. I think it was really, really good on the arcade experience because of the cabinet itself. It was one of the games that I actually, curiously, spent more time playing this weekend when I was there. Well, in Time Crisis also. I also spent a lot of time on Time Crisis.
That's so much fun on the arcade.
It is. But again, I think the best experience that I'm talking about here is this museum. It's absolutely amazing. We'll talk a little bit about it later on in another episode, or anything special that I'm trying to make dedicated to this museum, because I think that it's a really, really nice experience. And we're talking about 13 euros for a full day ticket. I think it's absolutely awesome, and you can just go in and out whenever you want. All the machines are free to play, and not only the arcades, but there's also a lot of those arcade-like mechanical games, like for example the air hockey. You have one that you hit a basketball, and there's some compressed air that throws the ball into some hops, and you have to hop the ball. It's so much fun, this arcade house, and I'm definitely going to go back there, and probably bringing some other games to talk about here, because the real size cabinets that they have there are just completely amazing.
We have to set up a trip there. I need to go there.
Yes, you guys do, and you guys have to visit. But talking about trip, and we're going to make a trip with someone that is very well known to us here in the couch. Today we have another participation, or another contribution from our dearly beloved friend Hugo, which is bringing us today a kind of aviation game for the ZX Spectrum. So guys, let's see the video that he brought to us, and we'll be right back.
Greetings, couchies. It is time to once again dig out some specky memories. Friendly disclaimer: I kindly advise you to put on a mask and avoid the nasty retro mode throughout this video. The year is 1989, and the RAL released Spitfire, an historical scrolling shooter in which we play the role of a World War II pilot. This type of plane was a big part of the British war strategy, and this game tries to somewhat emulate that experience. The gameplay is fun, with good controls, and a map that pinpoints your base as well as the mission objectives. You also are provided with a radar that allows the player to be alerted of enemy presence. We begin this adventure with 8 lives, or Spitfires, and the mission is to destroy as many rocket installation camps as possible, while at the same time fight off their air attack. The tricky part is to manage all of this and your fuel level in order to avoid total destruction. I spent a lot of time playing this game, but never quite finished it. I am aware that Spitfire received the Commodore 64 port. Did any of you play this title? If so, leave your opinion in the comment section below. And this is all for today. Thanks for your time, and as always, my friends, game on.
Welcome back, guys. Well, Hugo, thank you very much for the game. Very cool. I did not play this one on the ZX Spectrum, I must confess.
Me neither.
But
I didn't know this
there is one that is so similar to this one, which is called Wings of Fury for the Amiga, and we already talked about it here. I don't know if it was on the couchisode or if it was on the Portuguese episode. I can't really remember.
I think
it was
Quake brought it in the Portuguese video. Yeah.
No. It was me.
No.
It was me.
Really?
I'm sure about me. Yeah. I just don't remember if it was here on the Portuguese ones. Doesn't matter.
I remember the game, but I'm not too sure if it whoever brought it. But if it was Amiga, it was either one of you. So.
Yeah, probably because we are the Amiga experts, let's say, in games at least. Yeah, experts. Great game, Hugo. Thank you very much for your contribution once again. Thank you for being back in the couch. We really love you to have you here. So whenever you do more of these videos, just send them to us. We always like to have your personal view other than ours, because people are getting tired of just hearing us both talk and
same old guys just talking about the same old games.
Exactly. Well, not the same, but just the old games, not the same part, but anyways. And to top it off and to finish off today, I think that it's time for you, Blade, to bring us the can of aerosol moment of today, right?
Not the aerosol. We have these new air fresheners now that aren't as hazardous for the
they
environment.
Don't need because ozone layer and stuff like that. Yeah. You're right.
So,
right.
But let's refresh the air a bit. Let's just see. This is pure. It's pure.
Kind of like a bathroom air freshener. That's what we're bringing today, because cans and stuff like that.
No, but I have a really cool game today. And if you don't know this one, you have to play this one, and you guys have to play this one. It's really cool. It came out this year in 2021. It's a game called UnMETAL.
Okay.
And really, you guys have to play this one. Well, let me tell you, this is really a Metal Gear type game based on the Metal Gear that came on the original NES, with a touch of what you knew on the PlayStation 1, Metal Gear Solid. And you can just imagine Metal Gear Solid and mix it up with writing that's, well, on par with Hot Shots 2, the movie.
I was looking at the game
This is what you get.
It does really look like a Metal Gear Solid clone. I mean, especially the Metal Gear Solid, the early ones, like from the early days and early 90s.
No, but this is really cool. I mean, I won't get too deep in this game. What I can tell is just play it. It's worth every single second.
It's very funny and very. It has a lot of humor in it.
No, it's humor from beginning to finish.
Yeah, it's like it's grabbing the concept of like Metal Gear Solid, but turning it into a stand-up comedy game.
Like I said, remember Hot Shots 2, the movie? It's that basically. But Metal Gear.
Or the first one, actually. The first one.
It's just stupid. The story is stupid. You laugh all the way, and it has these very little small details that are just so much fun. Because when you want to save the game, for instance, you have to go to a urinal. Okay. Okay, but you can break toilets and take these little pots with you, and just if you need to quick save, you just pee on them.
Let's start from the beginning.
So you pee on the pot.
Yeah, but you have to empty them on a urinal after. Okay. This is those little crazy details, and the game is just fun. There's other details that you can distract your enemies to knock them out, because you don't kill enemies in this game. In fact, the main character makes sure to tell you that he's not a killer and he doesn't kill anyone. So at some point you even have to have med kits, because if you hit someone and it's fatal, you have to heal them and not let them die. So you know how much extreme they take this, and it's just so much fun. And this game isn't very punishing, and it's not very punishing in the sense that if you don't stealth as much, it just won't annoy you too much, but the game is extremely difficult. And I like the name of the main character. It just starts like, my name is Fox, Jesse Fox. So you know, it gets you into the vibe. And the intro scene is just amazing. You guys really have to get your hands on this game. It's really fun. It will bring back memories if you played this type of game back in the days. And it's just so well done. You can clearly see there was a lot of love put into this one.
I guess Jesse
and just enjoy it.
I guess Jesse doesn't give any fucks about anything.
Exactly, he doesn't. No, it does. He doesn't kill anyone, so he gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. He gives a fucks about something. Yeah, at least that. You know what? Exactly. I was going to ask about that. You know what we give a fucks about? We give a fucks about likes. Guys,
the fox is cool.
The fox is cool. Guys, don't forget, give a fox about our channel. I think we can end the episode around the fox joke. Anyways.
We're talking about the animal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Perverted minds already talking about, you know, like thinking that we're saying bad words and stuff. It's a fox.
No,
like
this is a respectable channel.
The fox. I want a fox. You know, I like foxes. I don't give a lot of foxes, but I like foxes.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you didn't like, subscribe our channel. Please help us continue bringing this wonderful content that we bring to you. And as everything that is good comes to an end, so is today's couchisode. But we will be back next week with another round of old and moldy games. And so, as we always say, guys, stick around and game on.
Game on, everyone. See you next week.